as players, what do you think about the situation of national team in Spain?
I feel like I can really empathize with the players, obviously. That many players coming together, which seemed like in a very respectful manner, voicing their concerns about the program, where they feel like the program needs to be, better in taking care of them and having a professional environment, in the way that they're treated, whatever. Obviously, we've been in that situation many times, so I know how difficult that is to do just in general. I think just for them to just continue to stick together and continue to communicate with each other. And I think for the Federation, I don't think anything is ever solved by not communicating. Certainly not communicating in a disrespectful way, which I feel like they did to the players. So I would just encourage everyone to, come together and just keep communicating about it. I think ultimately what they want is to, challenge to be the best team in the world and to win championships and to continue to grow the program. Obviously, the play on the field is there. Some of the best players in the world, obviously the best player in the world last year, coming out of Spain. So it's really sad to see, but as we've seen in our country and elsewhere, women's players continue to have to fight for what seems like the bare minimum and treatment and resources and just general respect. So, I know for myself personally, but everyone here, we're always with the players 100%. Just, obviously heard what's public and then just heard a little bit of chatter in and around, but I think it just continues to be the same issues, I think, that are all over, the world in a lot of ways. Are the resources up to par? Are they getting, everything they need on and off the field? The treatment of the players and just continuing to professionalize the environment as much as possible is kind of what it seemed. It seemed quite reasonable what they were asking for. So hopefully the Federation can sort of let its guard down a little bit and be able to speak to the players, and they can have open and honest conversation and say where the program needs to get better and take that constructive criticism on to ultimately push on. The World Cup is less than 12 months away, so obviously the World Cup would be less if the Spanish team wasn't at its very best.
And what do you expect to the match tomorrow?
I expect it to be a really tough match, obviously. Every time we play Spain, it's really difficult. They keep the ball very well, so we'll have to be very organized and disciplined, defensively. Obviously, they just came off a good result from their last match against Sweden, so we expect a great match. We know a lot of players are missing, and we know sort of what's surrounding the match, but looking forward to competing against that team and, also just seeing them after and being able to give a handshake or change a jersey and just show our support in person as well. To ask them, obviously it's incredibly disappointing and frustrating and, horrible that they would stay silent the way that they did. I know the players were not silent. I think we struggle sometimes, should we have said more or done more or, boycotted games or whatever, but I think we were saying it. We were saying it privately, we were saying it to each other, we were saying it to the people in positions of power whose responsibility it was to take care of the players and to listen to those concerns. We were writing it in the surveys, we were saying it to the Federation, we were saying it to everybody. So why they stayed silent, I don't know. Maybe to protect their own position, or you would have to ask them, but it's incredibly disappointing.